Today I'm going to walk another section of the Pennine Way from Widdop over to Stanbury Moor, where I'll leave the Pennine Way just past Upper Heights Farm. I'm starting my walk from the small parking area just north of Gorpool Lower Reservoir. From here I will pick up the Pennine Way and walk towards Walshaw Dean reservoirs. This first part of the walk follows a tarmac road to Walshaw Dean reservoirs. Well, this is the finger post where I left the Pennine Way on last week's walk, but this time I'm going to carry on to Top Withens, 3 miles. We now leave the road and head down towards Walshaw Dean Lower Reservoir and cross the dam. I've now completed about 1.5 miles and I'm at the middle reservoir and it started to rain. Before we reach Upper Walshaw Reservoir we turn off right and start to climb towards Withens Height. Top Withens, now 1.5 miles. Looks like this finger post needs repairing. Well, I've just clocked up 2 miles and I now start to climb towards Withens Height. I think it's absolutely beautiful here with the purple of the heather, and it looks a bit brighter ahead as well. Just off the Pennine Way is a simple memorial to E. Wilkinson, a rambler, died August 31st, 1964, aged 35. Well, as I approach Withens Height, the moor plateaus out and I can see a solitary walker ahead. Well, as I cross Withens Height, Top Withens comes into view and I can now say I've entered Bronte country. Well, I've almost done 3.5 miles and I'm almost at Top Withens. The ruined farmhouse at Top Withens has been associated with Wuthering Heights, the Earnshaw home in Emily Bronte's novel. Well, I now leave Top Withens behind and continue my journey along the Pennine Way. Once in Bronte country you do find the odd finger post in Japanese. This finger post says we're 3.5 miles from Haworth, but we won't be going as far as that today. To my left and behind is Stanbury Moor, and we're going to continue along the Pennine Way to Upper Heights Farm and depart the Pennine Way thereabouts. Well, Upper Heights is now just coming into view, and shortly afterwards I'll be departing the Pennine Way and heading towards Bronte Bridge. Well, I'm going to carry on following the Pennine Way towards Stanbury. I'm not going to take the shorter route to the Bronte Falls. Well, now passing Lower Height Farm. Well, it's at this point here that the Pennine Way veers off to the left, but we're going to go right to the Bronte Falls. Well, I've just completed a 4.5 mile section of the Pennine Way. I've now turned off the Pennine Way and heading towards the Bronte Falls and Bronte Bridge. I'm now heading down towards Bronte Bridge, and I'll be following the path to the right of the falls, and I've just clocked up 5 miles. From the bridge I now head up through the bracken to the right of the Bronte Falls. Well, having climbed up the side of the waterfalls, we are now heading towards Harbour Lodge. From Harbour Lodge, which is now on my left, there's a choice of routes back to the start of my walk. The one I've chosen to do is to walk to the top of Oxenhope Stoop Hill and then turn left and go to top of stairs. I'm now approaching the boundary stone on top of Oxenhope Stoop Hill, and we're going to follow the line of deep niche. I've now followed the line of deep niche, and at the top of stairs where there's a track where I'm going to turn right and head down towards Water Bridge. At Water Bridge I could turn right and take the route back that way, but I'm going to carry on along the old road because I want to head down into Crimsworth Dean at Lumb Waterfall. I'm now going to leave the old road at Grain Farm and head down into Crimsworth Dean. As I head towards Crimsworth Dean, I get a good view across to the hillside opposite that I'll be climbing shortly. Well, here we are at Lumb Hole Waterfall and Bridge. The poet Ted Hughes based one of his poems on a photo of 6 young men who were photographed here prior to going to fight in the Great War. None returned, and a small plaque commemorates his poem. Pictured here, their expressions listen yet, and still that valley has not changed its sound, though their faces are 4 decades under the ground. Well, from Lumb Falls we climb Sunny Bank to a track at the top. Well, it's a short but steep climb out of Crimsworth Dean. Well, after climbing out of Crimsworth Dean and reaching the track, we now cross it and we're going to continue on to Walshaw, passing Shackleton Knoll. Well, here I am at Walshaw, and from here it should be a simple case of following the farm tracks back to the start of the walk. I've covered just over 10 miles. It was 9 miles down in Crimsworth Dean, and I think I've probably got 1.5 miles to possibly a bit more to go. Well, it's been quite an easy walk today. I've now done another 4.5 miles of the Pennine Way, and by the time I get back to the car I'll have done a walk of 12 miles in total. I've been caught in several showers, so I'm a bit wet, but apart from that it's been pleasant walking. Well, here are the stats for today's walk: just under 12.5 miles and about 1800 foot of ascent.